Hello fellow simmers and welcome back to another video. Thank you for coming to check out another one of my videos. So today what I'm building is a tranquil getaway. So it's not island living, sorry if you're still obsessed with the pack like I am, but I filmed this actually a couple of weeks ago and I'm still trying to catch up on some of my build edits. So, and also what I want to point out is that the deck that I'm going to build at the beginning of this video, I used a tutorial by Marmalade. It's a really great tutorial. You should definitely go and check it out. So I will put the link to the video in the description of this one below, because obviously it's really important to give credit when you use someone else's talent and experience. Yeah, so what I'm building now is actually swimming pools, because you can't build the decks over a pond. I did try because obviously I wasn't paying attention in the video, but no, you need to use the swimming pools. Yeah, so then I just wanted these sort of decked areas to get around the water around the property, and I wanted it to feel really peaceful, to have a lot of nature, a lot of wood tones, and to really feel like somewhere where someone who was perhaps living in the city and wanted a place to come and be in nature where it's quiet. I didn't want a lot of technology. It wasn't supposed to be super modern. It was supposed to be an area where you could just really chill out and take some time and relax. So if you have watched Marmalade's video, you'll see that she actually uses columns to go into the water. And later I'm going to place so many plants around. I didn't think they would be needed in this video. I mean, maybe you disagree. I'm not sure if I would put them in now, but yeah, I just wanted it to be really simple and just a nice decking area over the water. So you have to add little steps so that they can get on and off of the decking area. Otherwise your Sims will complain, as they sometimes do, but at least this time you'd know why. And yeah, I wanted them to match into the wood tones so that they're really not very noticeable, these little steps to get onto the decking area. And then also I changed the colour under the water to a sort of grey sides to make it look a bit, maybe it was rocky, and then sand at the bottom just to make it look a little bit less like a swimming pool. But it's not meant to look supernatural. It is meant to, not supernatural, but very natural. It is meant to look like landscaping, like it was designed that way. It's just meant to be nice and tranquil. So this is an outdoor, again, decking sort of area at the front of the property, just to have a bit of a lead in to the building. So as I lift the deck up, then I need to add the stairs in so that the Sims can even get up to the house. But as you can see, I didn't leave enough space for that, so I have to move the house back and make it a bit smaller, and then I deleted the steps from the decking. But then as you can see, I get very easily distracted, so I then forget to put the stairs in until later on in the build. Yeah, this property is very small. You'll see later that actually I have to extend it a little bit because I really didn't give enough space for what I wanted to put in. I have watched a lot of Sim Supply videos of tiny houses, and I really try I use move objects on, which you will see in this video, and really tried to fit everything in that I could, but also I didn't want it to feel super cramped. I wanted it to have some space inside as well. But this isn't it's not, to me, meant to be a permanent home. It's meant to be for one person, to sort of have some time to just think, some space, look at the beautiful views. So I put this lot on the island in Windenburg, the windy island, and yeah, it's meant to you've got all of these rough seas around you and all of the nature, and it's just meant to be nice and chill. And whereas I went for very light wood on the decking outside, I've gone for a really dark wood tone inside, and I've used it quite uniformly throughout the property, throughout the build. So there's this dark wood paneling on the outside and dark wood flooring, which you will see in a minute. Which means that with all of the objects that I put in, I've tried to go for much more of a lighter theme to sort of offset this, so it doesn't feel really cramped and claustrophobic, but I liked the dark wood and I wanted to play around with this a bit. I often in a lot of my builds I go for this really white wall. It's kind of what I'm used to because I rent so much and move around so much. I'm not allowed to paint my own walls, so I guess at the moment I've been building what I'm used to, but here I wanted to play around with this like nice really dark natural wood theme. Okay, and now you can see that half of the bathroom, because I split the bathroom into two, oops, I hit the microphone, and because actually you can't see me, but I do wave my hands around quite a lot when I'm talking, so I have to be careful not to hit the microphone. So you can see that the bath is in this half bathroom, and it is next to some very long windows. And I wanted this in the property. I wanted you to be able to sit in the bathtub and just get the light in and just feel part of nature. But later on you'll see that I do cover it up a bit so that you're not necessarily being an exhibitionist. And then on the other half of the bathroom I have put this washer dryer in with the toilet and the sink. And it is important, especially with the washer and dryer. I always have to play test when I put those in. I mean, I try to play test anyway, but the washer and dryer are just so finicky. They just don't necessarily want to work when I put them places. So yeah, in a moment you'll see once I've finished adding all of the important extras like the toilet paper and a hand towel so that you can dry your hands after you've, not that the Sims ever do that, but I really like to put these in. And it's really important to have some nice artwork to look at while you're in the bathroom doing your laundry. So here I'm decorating the bathtub room, don't really know what you call it, but the room with the bathtub in. So here you need easy access to a towel. I really hate it when the towels are on the other side of the room. But here it's easy to grab one, and then I want some storage unit, some storage type stuff to put in here, just so that the walls don't look too bare. So here I'm using again all these really wood tones, and then I had a little bit of trouble because even with the move objects on, trying to get these objects not to sort of attach to the wall is a little bit annoying. It's more about my skills than necessarily than the way things are set up, but I wanted to add a few extra things in this room to make it a bit more calming. So here you'll see me struggling a little bit, trying to just get the objects that I want on this shelf, make it feel a little bit more homely. This plant, the leaves are too big. I tried, but they don't really fit. So then I had to go with something a bit smaller, and also I'm not very good with the mouse. So I built this one. Actually, if you notice, the graphics are super nice on this build, and it's because I was staying somewhere else, and the person I was staying with has a really, really fancy gaming computer, so I might have borrowed it for a little while. So that was really nice, but it's a Windows machine, and usually I play on a Mac, and it's all the keys are different, not the keys, but the mouse is different, and so it's a little tricky for me, and sometimes the camera doesn't go where I want it to go. But I'm still learning. This is a new channel. It's not. I haven't. I've made builds before, but I haven't always built them in a way that I intend for them to be a time-lapse video later. So when I'm just playing for myself, it doesn't matter if the camera goes everywhere, but sometimes if you then speed it up, it can make people feel a little seasick. So I'm aware of that and trying to keep it in mind when I make the time-lapse videos. So yeah, here I started making things a bit more secluded, whilst you still get the natural light in. So I put the fence up, and here are a few more of the objects, and it's still really difficult to put them where I want them to be. And the fan's in the way. So the reason there's a fan in there is because I like it when the bath, it's like a hot bath, but then sometimes I feel too hot and I just want a little bit of air to circulate in the room. Not too much, but just a little bit, just to cool me down as well. So yeah, that might sound a bit fussy, but that would be my ideal, so that's what I put in my builds. Yeah, and then also I thought, well, this little like lion-y kind of dog guy, it's a dog I think, he wants to look outside the window, so I turned him around because I felt a little bit like he was being, I don't know, that you couldn't see. I don't think that's weird, but anyway, it makes me happy. Yeah, and then a little bit of color in there. And then as I was turning the camera around, this is what I noticed. So I noticed that you can see through the stairs into the toilet. So sure, this is meant to be a place for one person, but if you had a guest round coming to visit, then that's a little bit too overexposed. So I was trying to put in maybe like a unit, but it was just being difficult. Also, I didn't know if the washer and dryer would even work if I put something above it. So then I tried, so you saw me, I just put the wall in, and I thought, well, maybe it could have just been a panel that went across the top. And so now here you can see me playtesting, because I really wanted to check that, I can't even click this button, that I really wanted to check that everything works, because there's nothing more annoying when something looks nice, but then you're in game trying to play, and it's not really functional. I mean, there's some things that can look nice and they don't need to be functional, but what's the point in having a washer dryer if your Sims can't use it? And so here I'm just changing her outfits because I want something to go in the dryer, so then she can test the washing machine. And I don't understand here why it's not working. So maybe if you understand why this doesn't work for me, you could put it in the comments, because it's really frustrating. Is it that I need the washer dryer to not be trapped for her clothes to go in the bin? Or I don't know. I didn't understand. I put multiple bins in. I tried to change her clothes a lot, and it really didn't. It wasn't working. So here is where I realized that I need a little bit more space. So I'm just adding a little bit of extra water onto the pond area, making sure I don't forget to fill in the colors. And then here I can just extend out the sort of living area a bit. And the balcony above. And then see, so one of the problems with me is I get really distracted. So I was trying to fix the bathroom, and then as I'm moving things around at the top, I think, oh, I forgot to roof it. So now I'm going to work on the roofing. So here I liked this kind of sloped roofing. I didn't want it to be too obvious, but then also I wanted some light to get in. So I had to play around with seeing, okay, what happens if it's just a completely glass roof? And with some different eavings, I think they're called, or like the side bits of the roof. And then I didn't like the whole glass roof. I thought maybe it's getting a bit exposed now. And if it gets to be a hot day, it's going to get really hot. So then I decided to have just like this section of glass roofing, so that, you know, some light is getting in, but you're also protected. Yeah, so I like this. And then I'm putting a barrier for the stairs, because obviously you don't want to have a little bit too much fun one evening and then fall into the stairs and fall down. That's quite dangerous. And then, oh, I nearly knocked my water over. And then distraction's done. It's time to try and fix the washing machine. And the welcome wagon came, and I'm really sorry, but I sent them away. I'm busy. And yeah, I still just couldn't get it to work. So I put the thing back, and she can get to it, and I don't know why I just moved it, and then it worked. I don't understand what happened, but anyway, it suddenly started working. And then, yeah, so then as I suspected, she can't actually put things in the washer dryer. So here is where I realised that I have to move the mirror and get rid of the wall to get the washer dryer working. So finally she can load the washing machine with the clothes that have finally magically appeared in the washing basket, which means that I don't have the privacy for the stairs anymore. So then I've decided to extend the bedroom a little bit so that I can move the stairs back. Extend this wall out of the way, and then have this, just get rid of the wall, and then I have this little nook that the washer dryer can go in, and it all seems to work now, so that's nice. And at least I quite like when you have these sort of little nook areas in builds. It makes it just feel a little bit more realistic. So the washing basket goes upstairs, and now it's time to put in a bit of lighting, so that I can see what I'm doing, because I don't follow the Sim Supplies rule of putting the lights in at the beginning. So here I'm trying to build a little seating area, somewhere to relax and read or watch television. And really the build is not, the house is not very big, so it's quite difficult to put anything in here that doesn't feel really cluttered. So I tried with just a single chair, you know, it's one person, maybe you have people around, but tough. And I just can't decide with these doors. Also, something that I found really strange is even when I pick the same color doors for these two, often they look different. You'll see later when I change the colors again that they look very different, and I can't figure out why. Maybe it's the lighting, but I'm not sure why it's such a stark difference. So I moved the little armchair into this area under the stairs. I thought I might as well make use of it. And I'm just putting up a shelf, this nice white shelf, which I hear a lot of talk about, with the television underneath the stairs. And as you can see that she can get into it, she can watch the TV happily, change channel, so that works too, because that was something else I'm a bit concerned about. Sometimes things under the stairs don't always work the way that I want them to. Right, and now the fan goes back in the bathroom, and I thought, okay, so let's have the kitchen at the front of the build, so that when you're cooking, you can look out over your beautifully landscaped garden. But I didn't know where to put the fridge, and I don't like it when the fridge is really far away from where you're cooking. It just seems a real hassle to have to move things across the whole build. So here I'm changing the windows on the side of the house. And then I'm going to move the kitchen over onto that corner near where the stairs are, and move the entrance of the build a bit further round, so then I can make use of this sort of square area in front of the stairs. So now I'm just playing around a bit with the furniture. Again, you can see I've used this white countertop to bring out some lightness in the build. And here we can fit the fridge in and have some counter space, which is really nice. And then some overhead storage. Since it's quite small, you really want to be able to store all of your things above in the kitchen. And I like these one with the plates that you can see and the glass front doors. And then an exhaust, what do you call it? I don't know what it's called. Like an exhaust fan to take any of the fumes from the oven. And then again, just some more clutter. I just want to make it feel a bit lived in. So trying to put some objects in with move objects on, it's a bit tricky. Things wanting to snap to places where they shouldn't be. And I'm just taking a look at some of the different clutter that could go on the countertop without getting rid of the usability of the area, because obviously I still want them to be able to chop on there and to wash the dishes up. And then here I'm just I've put in some little windows so you still get to look out while you're cooking. I like these little rectangular ones for putting in the space between the top of the counter and the cupboards above. So it lets a bit more light in. And here you can see it even reflected on the countertop, which is really nice. And then I wanted some lighting or something extra on here, maybe a plant. I can't remember if that fit where I wanted it to or whether I had to get rid of it. Oh, I know, I moved it. So in the moment it's going to go on the top of the fridge because it just wasn't fitting anywhere I wanted it to be on the top of the counters. So I like to have plants around. I think the same as all of the nature on the outside, you also want a bit of nature on the inside. So here I just got this little cat with a little succulent in the back of it, which I thought was quite cute and matched the rest of the kitchen. And now it's time for a few some rugs, just to bring out a bit of colour. So here I've put this nice sort of circular, what's the material? I would say it's like a wicker straw rug, but with some nice colour in it. Because I'm going to try and have a few more teals come out in the build, just have a pop of colour, but nothing too bright, nothing too strong. I wanted it to be tranquil, as the name of the build is. And here's a bookcase, because obviously if you want to read while you're here, and some more plants, you'll need access to them, and then another plant up on the shelf. Which I always have to check if it's not floating. There we go, now it fits in. and some art above the doorway. And here's again, you can just get this like slight teal color coming into the build, and it gets moved to above the other doors. And yeah, so here I changed the door color again. Oh, they actually look quite similar here, but later on they look a different color. I don't remember, but it was annoying me. And then I changed the chair to a different color. I think I changed it again later, but it still has a teal in it to link all of these colors together. And then of course some lighting, because it's not going to be daylight all of the time. So I put in this overhead light, and I wanted it to be a warm color. And then some lighting for the kitchen, so that you can see what you're cooking even in the dark. So I was trying to go for something that would... Oh, hit this cup again. So I was trying to go for something that would sort of maybe even hang from under the cupboards, or I don't know, fit somewhere. But in the end, I just could not get it working. I tried to get these like overhead lighting and move them underneath, and maybe you can get it working. Let me know in the comments if you've done it before, but it didn't work for me. So then I thought, well, the space between the windows is nice for putting lighting. And these ones I like. I thought they were really elegant, but they don't seem to give off much light, which is quite annoying. So then I went for, yeah, those sort of fluorescent panels, as you could see. And then some more artwork on the wall with some blue in it. And now I move upstairs. So here I'm going to put in some lamps so I can see what I'm doing and just see how I feel about them in the build. So I wanted it to be a nice big comfy double bed, but as you can see again with the size of the build, it just doesn't quite fit. I mean, I guess that would fit, but I also thought it was a shame to not be able to wake up and see in front of you the view. So in a moment I moved the bed round to face the windows. And then as you can see, it doesn't really fit again. So a bit more shuffling, and yeah, I just wanted to try and see if I could get everything to fit, basically, which I couldn't. So then I decided that I'm going to have to... Oh, well, first I block off an area for the waste basket so that it's not... really visible, and then I extend the build over, because I thought it was fine to extend it over the sort of deck area at the front, because you're not really going to be spending a lot of time there. It's mostly for the light and then a bit of privacy. So I just extended it to hang over the front. Maybe I should have put some columns in. Nah, you learn these things when you watch the videos. And since I'm a new channel, if you made it this far in my video, then let me know with a comment in the comments below and say made it, and I will give you a virtual high five, because I really appreciate the support that people have been giving me with my videos and my social media channels as I'm growing this channel and these videos. Yeah, it's been really nice, and I appreciate everybody who has retweeted my last video. That really made me happy. So yeah, give me a comment below and just say hi. It'll make my day. So thanks. And here I'm putting in some lighting in the video. So again, so now that I put this one in, you can see the light spot. But when I put it in the kitchen, I couldn't see it. But anyway, I thought it was really important on the stairs that you have a bit of lighting showing where the first step is. You might be a bit tired, and you don't want anyone to fall down the stairs. And then I like this glass desk with the fancy desktop computer and a white chair, so that she could work. I say she because that's the term I put in here, but this could also be fine for anyone. And yeah, so here I've made this area with the desk chest of drawers and the wastebasket, and then I thought, okay, so I love the windows, but obviously you want to have the option to put the blinds down if you want a bit more privacy. So I put these blinds in, and now I'm going to put some decoration over in this area with moving the lighting over, and then I just I skipped ahead because there was a good 20 minutes of actual build of me just trying to, I don't know why, I just wanted this to look nice, and I couldn't get it working the way I wanted to, or with the items that I wanted to do. so we skipped ahead in the video, and again then we stopped because it was fine. And so now I'm putting some chairs on the outside, or just a chair for relaxing. Actually, so you won't see it in this video, but if you download the build, I changed the balcony. So after I was playing it with the sim, I wanted to just see how I liked it, and I built it to play with it. I took the chair off of the balcony and I put the meditation seat. I thought that was quite a nice area for the sim to contemplate peaceful life and meditate. So that actually, if you download this on the gallery, the balcony has the meditation seat and not that wicker chair. And now I'm starting to do the landscaping in the garden area, in the surroundings. So I want a lot of plants. So you will see as we go along that I really put a lot of plants in this area to make it feel natural and relaxing, and also to give a bit of privacy because it's, you don't want a direct line of sight into some of the parts of the house. So yeah, we're getting really close to the end of the video now. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then I would really love it if you could subscribe, because that will help my channel grow. And if you could like the video if you liked it, of course. Maybe give me a comment. I love to hear what people think about my builds. It would really make my day to hear what people think, and especially if you download this build, send me some pictures. I would love to see your Sims living in it, and know that you've enjoyed it. So I'll put the link in the description to the build, to the house on the gallery, and I get something under the table. So now I'm just putting the plants in. It's going to be done soon. You can see this really beautiful view. So I built this lot in spring, but spring, I guess, starts in sort of February and April, so it's really cloudy at the beginning and during the build, but I've put some screenshots in at the end where you can really see how beautiful it looks with all the bright sunlight and when the plants start to flower. If you have seasons, of course, that's what you'll see. And I put a yoga mat at the front as well on the grass. I mean, you could also put it on the deck. I think that would be a nice area to practice yoga if you're not too unsteady and fall in the water, like I probably would. So, and I did not forget to put a bin in, and then that reminded me that I needed to put a bin inside the house, and then I just could not work out where to put it. So I have to move my sim over, and I tried to put it under the stairs. It doesn't really work, to be honest. So maybe if you download this property, you'll have to work out a good place to put the bin. But I did not forget it. It is at least in the property, and there's an outdoor one as well, so that you can empty the trash into the outdoor bin. And just a few extra plants outside, so I put these nice trees for some extra privacy in front of the windows to the bathroom, and then in a moment I decide to add, here are the bamboo shoots, just again to give it a little bit more privacy around the property, so you can have a bath and nobody's going to be able to look in and see you, so you can relax with all that nature and all of the light coming in from the front. And just a little bit more landscaping at the end, some rocks and some plants around everywhere to give it that natural feel. So yeah, I want to thank you again for watching my video. I really appreciate it. In a moment we're going to be done and we're going to go to the screenshots, so you can see what this build looks like at different angles, and also with brighter sunlight. So here's just a little bit, just me moving around, seeing what I've forgotten to do, just adding a little bit more dirt around the trees just to make them look a bit more natural, and a few grassy things around, and in a moment we will be done. Maybe not. And a few more rocks just to add in at the end, just to cover up a little bit of those sharp edges of the pool. And now it's time for screenshots. So Here you can see what it looks like in late spring with that beautiful sunshine. She's doing her yoga, and there's the decking area surrounded by all the plants, and here's a lower shot so you can see. I just really wish, please, 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 can we have ceiling tiles? I don't like the white underneath the ceiling, but there's nothing I can do about it. And here's what it looks like at night. So you didn't see in the build, but I added a few little lights on the path so that you don't stumble in the dark. So you saw her in the bath with her mud mask on, and then sitting watching TV, cooking, using the computer. And yeah, so here you can see her on the meditation seat. I took out the chair, and there's the view from the back with the beautiful bay in the area. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. You can find me on lots of social media channels, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.